Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 135 of the regular season. Astros lose 10-2 to the San Diego Padres, and I mean it was a bit of a laugher, if we're being completely honest. The Astros got completely run off the field in what eventually turned into a home run derby for the San Diego Padres, in a pretty ugly game, is what it ended up being. The offense basically did nothing, and the pitching staff started to fall apart. So how do you get to 10-2? Right? That's not just a little shucks, snap your fingers in the quintessential shucks motion. That's what that is apparently. And move on to the next one. This was a bit of a beating at the hands of San Diego. So how do you get there, right? Well, the Astros actually would take a 2-0 lead in this game after the second. Yuli Gurriel RBI single makes it 1-0 in the first. Cool, let's roll. We're in it to win it. Let's move. And then Kyle Tucker, who has just turned it on this season, showing everyone why in 2018 and in 2019 he was the untouchable piece. And a lot of people, I remember, criticized that. And I was one that was like, I wasn't criticizing it, but I also wasn't like totally in love with it. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, if you could get something good, why not? Like, I wasn't loving the idea of a trade, but I wasn't against it either. And now I'm realizing I should have been against it because this guy absolutely rakes at this level. He hits his home run, 24th of the year. Kyle Tucker, man, is just having a great season, and it's awesome. And that is where the fun for the Astros stopped for the evening. A implosion in the bottom of the second by Framber Valdez, where he would surrender 4 runs in 1 inning. Framber Valdez has this nasty little habit where he will just have a start. He'll pitch like 6 or 7 innings or 5 innings, and all but one of them will be great, and then one of them will be a complete and utter implosion, similar to that of Chernobyl. And you gotta just hope that the rest of his night is good enough and the implosion isn't that bad that it doesn't sort of mess up the night. 4 runs isn't terrible for his evening. He went 6 innings. It's not the worst. It's not great or anything. But it wasn't the worst. The Astros still had opportunities to win, and they just kind of fell apart. Framber's final line, 6 innings of work, 6 hits, 4 runs, a pair of walks, and 4 strikeouts. Again, not terrible, but not where you'd like it to be. It was a little rough. Christian Javier pitched, and he was downright atrocious. I like Christian Javier a lot, but I'm just gonna level with it. It was really bad for Christian Javier. 1 inning of work, pair of home runs given up, pair of walks, 4 runs on the night in 1 inning, and only got 1 strikeout. It was just bad for Christian Javier, and there's no real other way to put it. It was nasty for him. It was just a no fun, not very good inning. Raised his ERA by I think a solid .30. It was a nasty night for Framber. Well, that too, but it was a really nasty night for Javier. Josh James made his re-debut. He came back after missing pretty much all of this season, but the end of last season. I believe he was injured in a playoff game. 1 inning of work, gave up 3 hits, gave up a pair of runs and a walk, got 3 strikeouts, if you want to take something positive from it. Gave up a 2-run home run. I believe his was to Tatis. Padres just absolutely creamed us tonight. And there's no other way to look at it. You can simply look at... It was just rough. It was a no fun, not very great night for the Astros. 2 runs is not going to win you much of anything. And, yeah, the pitching staff was bad. Every single pitcher who pitched tonight allowed multiple runs. So that isn't great. And 2 of them allowed 4. So that's not where you want it to be. But it's a loss. It sucks. You kind of just got to move on. There's not a whole heck of a lot to take from it, so you just kind of got to keep your chin up and look towards what's next. And what's next is the game tomorrow against the San Diego Padres at 4:10 Eastern, 3:10 Central. They're going to send out Chris Paddock, who... Chris Paddock has had such a weird fall from grace. I remember in his rookie season, his numbers weren't incredible or, awe-inspiring, but a lot of people were really high on him. He had seemingly a ton of promise and looked like he was going to be the next ace of Major League Baseball. And since then has just been, awful. He rolls in with a 4.98 ERA, which is just real nasty. I'm interested to see what his... he's had a fall from grace. And contrary to that, we're going to send out Luis Garcia, who's having a phenomenal rookie season and seems to have a lot of promise in his career. Well, actually, I suppose that's kind of similar. Hopefully, it just doesn't take the same career arc that Chris Paddock did. Luis Garcia probably should win the Rookie of the Year this year. Side note, I'm blushing about Kyle Tucker this season and last season. We were like, I think it was 3 plate appearances in 2019 or in 2019 for Kyle Tucker that would have made him a rookie in 2020. The Astros, but very easily, like literally 1 game less for Kyle Tucker, and we probably have 3 consecutive Rookie of the Years because he was way better than it was Lewis. I forget his first name, but Lewis on the Mariners last year, the shortstop, I believe. Kyle Lewis, I believe. Like, he had much better numbers, and he would have won it over him. And I just think it's kind of funny that one little game for Tucker kind of derailed what would have been a three-peat for Rookie of the Years for the Astros, which really just talks about how strangely good the farm system is, given that we are consistently rated as one of the weaker farm systems, yet we continue to turn out players that are just great and such young ages, too. I need to stop gushing about things that didn't happen. What can happen tomorrow is hopefully a win, because we send again Luis Garcia to the mound. He rolls in with a 3.23 ERA. Hopefully the Astros can take it and take the series. Blue Jays helped us out today. They got a win over the A's, so that helped us out. We now sit 6 games ahead in the division. I believe I read today that our magic number is 22, so any combination of 22 wins and losses, or Astro wins and A's losses, will mean we clinch a postseason berth, which still a good bit away, but it's something that we should kind of have in the back of our minds that can start creeping towards it. It's like, okay, I'm probably going to keep a very exact count once we hit like 15 as the magic number. It's like theoretically we could clinch in about a week and a half. Like 11 days theoretically we could clinch. It's not going to happen that quickly, but it theoretically could happen. So this is going to be an interesting last month. It's going to heat up. Hopefully the Astros can go on a bit of a hot streak and not be the 3rd seed. I'd like to have some home field advantage, but at the same time, you know, the last time we were in the World Series, we lost all 4 games at home. So maybe home field advantage isn't the best for us. Who's to say, really? Maybe we like the road warrior aspect. Who's to say? Also, I wanted to mention the Yordan Alvarez thing because that happened today. That looked relatively nasty. I believe it was reported to just be a knee contusion, which for a lot of people like me who don't know what that is just a cut. It's a fancy word for a cut, which I learned that that's what that meant like 6 months ago because I am a child. So hopefully he's not going to be out long. He's listed day to day, so it's nothing horrible. I thought it was going to be the season over for him when it first happened. It looked nasty. And also, maybe it's just because I've been completely scarred by how fans have treated the Astros players this season. Tip of the cap to Padres fans, giving him a standing ovation and a round of applause when he was able to stand up and walk off the field, even if he needed assistance. Again, maybe it's just because I'm grading on such a weird bell curve, but thank you, Padres fans, for being nice and classy when an injured player is seen to actually be able to get off. I'm guessing a very close rival of yours, Dodgers, probably wouldn't have been that nice if Yordan had that happen to him. So thank you guys for simultaneously, like, they did boo, but at least they weren't, just nasty the whole night. So caps off to them for at least being good people. Anyway, like I said, tomorrow's game is at 4:10 Eastern, 3:10 Central. I'll be here after it. So probably not too late of an evening. Should be around like 8 or 8:30-ish. Anyway, I'll be here after that. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Stros.